It's Martin Grund here from the Leeds International Film Festival. I'm here with the jury for the Mêlée d'Argent competition, who are going to introduce themselves shortly and let you know who has won the competition. So if I can just ask you all to introduce yourselves and tell us who you are.
Sure. I'm Sarah Crowther and I'm the director of Fantastic Films Weekend at the National Media Museum in Bradford.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rebekah Smith. I run my own company called the Film Festival Doctor, and I'm a film festival agent and a film sales agent.
Hello, I'm Dr. Karen Oughton, and I'm a lecturer in film and media communications at Regent's American College London.
So you've been with us for the weekend. You've watched a number of films, both features and shorts. There were 6 features in the competition feature films and 8 short films. Just generally, how have you found it making a decision? Was it a good choice? Was it a good selection?
A fantastic selection. I think we all agreed that this year the films were really strong. We certainly had terrible trouble with the short films,
Yes.
as we felt they were all universally fantastic. And it has to be said that the decisions weren't always unanimous. But we have come to a decision. Perhaps you'd like to announce.
The best feature goes to The Divide, and the best short goes to Decapoda Shock, aka the crab film. We thought The Divide was fantastic because, well, for many reasons. My personal reason was because of the brave and realistic acting from all of the actors. It was absolutely fantastic. And what about yourself, Karen?
I really like the fact that it didn't hold back. The ending, you felt, without giving any spoilers, don't worry, you very much felt as though it kind of knew where it was going and it didn't hold back. You felt you had a complete emotional journey in there. And it was also very clever the way it was multi-layered. So I felt it kind of, the festival gave a very good indication of where genre cinema is at the moment, really. So it's a kind of good spread, really, for me. So
Great. With Decapoda Shock, the crab film, apart from being absolutely visually stunning, one of my highlights for me was that it showed a passion for the genre. The pastiche in there was amazing, and you could just imagine that the director must have watched every single sci-fi film to make that so accurate. You know, like from the 70s, like a Tarantino film. You know, really spot on and not a foot wrong.
Okay, so we have the winning films. Were there any others that you wanted to maybe give a special mention to? Is there anything else that maybe didn't quite make the decision to be the winner but had something outstanding that you felt kind of deserves to have notice?
Absolutely. We have to say, especially commended was Masks, which we all loved, which was fantastic in its giallo period feel. The director Andreas obviously loves his giallo and put his heart and soul into the film, and it looked beautiful, and it was close. The decision was close. I think it'd be fair to say we loved quite a few of the films, actually. It was hard. It wasn't an easy decision.
No, I agree. No, absolutely. The last screening for me was, I think, probably one of the most beautiful films I have seen in a very long time. I mean, it all shot on 35mm, and that very last sequence of the film has not left my mind yet. That was on Friday, so that was fantastic. What about you?
I really, really liked Masks. I found that even though it's kind of harking back to a genre from, potentially a slightly different time period, it is so relevant for now. People will be able to watch that film and not only can get emotionally involved with the characters, but they will also find that, believe me, for people who watch the X Factor, various kind of reality TV shows, this is something for you. If you like them, you will be able to buy into this and understand this film, and it really is beautiful in places. I really, really enjoyed it.
And special mention goes to Tommy, which was the highly recommended short film. which was fantastic. Again, that was visually stunning, but it got you quite engaged with the lead actor, and the child was a great performance from him. And I thought it was all well put together, and in a short space of time, a lot happened.
And I think, going back, leaping back to the features, I enjoyed Kill Me Please very much. I thought that was very funny, very, very dark humour, but perhaps just not as strong in the genre as some of the other choices that we had, but definitely something that I'd like to mention that I enjoyed.
Okay. Fantastic, thank you very much for that. And I feel, as the programmer, I think we gave you a difficult decision. I'm really pleased with the whole quality of the features and the shorts we've had this year. I know all of you in different ways are involved with other film festivals yourselves. I was just wondering if you could all just give us a few words about why you think it's so important that film festivals exist and give people an opportunity to see these kinds of films.
Sure. I think for me, I'm very concerned about the state of modern horror. I think a lot of horror that's coming out now is bland, is produced very quickly because people know that horror sells, and that it's not creative, it's very by the numbers. And to come to festivals to see the sort of films that we've seen this weekend, which mainly have been art house horror in the competition, has been fantastic. And certainly that's why we chose The Divide, because it had something that so much contemporary horror is lacking, in the sense that it delivered on the scares and on the thrills, but it also was extremely intelligent and well made. So for me, it's important that festivals seek out different types of horror and give them an airing.
No, I agree. I also work for the Abattoir Horror Festival based in Wales, and Abattoir became Abattoir when the council said that there's no horror festival anywhere in Wales, not even Cardiff, and they wanted to find a suitable place in Wales which would be good to do a horror festival, and Aberystwyth was one which they thought would be great with the students around the Arts Centre. So we got asked to do that, and 5 years ago Gaz set it up. 6 years ago Gaz set it up, and since then we've got stronger and stronger by just showing films that are different type of horror films, ones that you wouldn't see in the multiplex, and ones that genre fans are going to discover, all about discovery, discovering different horror films. They do exist, you've got to find them when you go to festivals and through submissions, and it's generally your own research on the internet. It's good to keep that, the different type of films in there that exist.
I think for me it's two different things. There is very much this idea of being able to show different types of film, having something a bit experimental to kind of give people a bit of a taster in some ways. But I'm also very keen on the idea of the kind of horror community in some ways. The fact is, it is a kind of place, a space you can go along to, particularly ladies as well, I think, who, it may be a bit not socially that considered, that much normal in some respects for ladies to be involved in horror and to actually like it rather than just going along to be with the boyfriends or whatever. And it's a nice way of saying everybody can kind of buy into this. We can find ways, by, looking at each other's work to start really helping the community kind of get along and start actually creating new things the whole time, so we can start being really innovative, across media as well. I know there's a number of other festivals, I think in some ways it'd be slightly wrong for me to single one out, but where you do get a number of fan communities who are now publishing poetry, publishing writing, getting involved in different types of films, music videos, all these different things. And it's because they have partially that peer support, and partly because developing that support network where you will meet somebody who is involved in scripts, who is studying filmology at college, who is just a really big fan of a particular kind of subgenre. And you can get out there and you can actually do it. You can do a film or some kind of project you can be proud of and that can contribute to this thing that we all love so much. I think that's it for me, really.
I want to say also I love the fact that you can now see at festivals horror couples, like man and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend.
That's a bit judgmental.
I mean, that doesn't sound came out right in my head, but you know what I mean, as in like man and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend who are just love the genre so much they come together for the whole 5 days or week long or 3 days, however long it is, and just seeing them together is like sharing that experience together as a as a relationship is really encouraging to see that happen. It's getting more frequent.
And can I put a bid in for more women, please? More women in horror, because there need to be more of us. So thanks to this festival for having an all-female jury, because it is a bit of an issue, I think, in the horror genre.
One just final comment then. It's the 25th anniversary of the Leeds International Film Festival. We're so proud of it, and to represent the city itself. So can I just have a very quick couple of words of you, just your impressions of not just the festival but Leeds as well?
I'm completely biased. I'm gonna lay this on the line here. I'm from Leeds, so I grew up here, and I when I was a kid, I loved the festival, and I've always loved cinema. So this festival means a lot to me. I can remember eagerly getting the brochures when I was a kid and flicking through them and marking everything I was going to come and see. So at this tender age, to be involved and to be on the jury of one of the prizes has been fantastic. And long may it rain, because it is one of the best in the country, apart from Bradford International Film Festival.
This is my first time in Leeds, and I think the place is lovely, and the venues we've been in, especially the Hyde Park Cinema, was beautiful, and everywhere seems to have something about it, and the community is great, and I think the programming is exceptionally strong for both the main programme and for Fanomenon, so it's absolutely fantastic. So I think overall I'm really pleased that I've part of the jury. It's been a wonderful few days, and I'm just honoured to be here really in a great festival. Thank you, Martin.
Okay, well, I'm a returnee. I lived here for 8 years until 2 years ago, where I had to scuttle off to do jobs and things. In terms of coming back, it's been lovely. Just, partly in terms of how well we've been taken care of. I've really got to say that you really have been fantastic. Oh, absolutely. But also, it's lovely kind of going around rediscovering some of the buildings, and even some of the communities, going out to places like Hyde Park, which people may associate with students and so forth. But, seeing some of those old buildings and just feeling the history of them, and seeing how much pride everybody's taking in them, and, the money that's, going into regeneration and so forth like that, it really is nice to see that the culture side is really being taken care of, and to see, genre film within that setting. It's such a treat. It's lovely. So wicked, basically.
So thank you very much, Sarah, Rebecca, Karen. Thank you for being on a jury, and thank you for choosing the films that you have.
Thank you.